Hey guys, Krasmaz here. Today we're going to be doing a Hotline Miami mask tier list. I've been wanting to do something Hotline Miami related for a while now, and this is going to be it. So I got this list, or the template at least, from a YouTuber called The Blue Doctor. He made his tier list about 6 years ago, but I'm still going to send the link to his video in the description. And without further ado, let's get into it. So, as you can see, a few of the masks bugged out when I removed the background. So Peter's mask is like hollow for some reason, and Rick, yeah, is missing like the bottom half of his jaw. So just to like acknowledge those issues before we get into it. So the first mask, Richard, he does absolutely nothing. I'm not gonna put him in F. He's like the face of the game. I'll put him in C tier. Rasmus. Nobody uses Rasmus. I'm pretty sure he just makes the puzzle pieces bigger. I'm gonna throw him in F tier. He doesn't deserve to be any higher. Tony. A lot of people say Tony is a noob mask, which I can kind of see that, but I think he's goated, and I feel like that's common consensus. So I'm gonna put him in S tier. Biker isn't actually a mask. I do know this, but since he has playable levels in the first game, I'm gonna count him as a mask, so I'll throw him in A tier. I think his levels are really fun, and there should have been more of them, honestly. Next mask is Don Juan. The ability that this one gives you is when there's an enemy on the other side of a door and you open that door, it will kill that enemy. Honestly, I can see how this can be useful sometimes, but honestly, I would never really find myself using this, so I'll throw it in either B or C. I'm thinking C tier. I feel like C tier is the more correct spot for this. Graham. Okay, so Graham's ability basically just makes it so you walk faster. Um, Not as fast as Brandon. Brandon is really fast, but I feel like Graham's ability can be really good sometimes, and it helps you dodge bullets, like bullets and such. So I'm pretty inclined to throw it into something like A tier. I feel like A tier is good. Dennis. All right, Dennis is one of my favorite masks. It's just one of my favorite masks. You start with knife, so just like Tony, you'll be able to one-shot enemies just out of the gate. But when you lose your knife, you won't be able to continue one-shotting enemies like Tony does. I still like Dennis. I think it's a really good mask, so I'll throw it in S tier. Aubrey. Aubrey's ability, I'm pretty sure, just spawns more guns around the map. And since this game already has plenty of guns around the map, I feel like this is kind of useless. And there's no reason to put it anywhere higher than C tier. I'm thinking either C or F. Not F, it does something. I'll just throw it in C tier. Alright, George. George's ability just lets you like see further on the map, which I feel like can be useful because sometimes I find myself getting shot by enemies I'm not able to see, which, I mean, this mask would help me a lot, but I don't see an insane amount of use for it, so it'll end up being our first B tier on this list. Ted. Alright, Ted's ability just makes it so dogs don't attack you. This is alright. I mean, like, the dogs aren't that much of a threat, they're just really fast. And if you use this mask, I feel like it's kind of a skill issue. But I'll throw it in B tier, I guess. Rufus. Okay, this mask is good in theory, right? It lets you survive one bullet. But it literally doesn't work. It's coded wrong and it literally does not do anything. So F tier. Rammy. Rammy gives you more bullets. So for the shotgun, the normal shotgun would go from 6 bullets to 8 while using Rammy. I feel like that's good. I don't know if it's A or B tier worthy. I don't. I'll throw it in. I'll throw it in B tier. Willem. Okay. His ability just says rip and steal. I don't actually know what that does, so I'm just gonna throw it in C tier to be safe. All right, Peter. His ability makes it so gunshots are quieter, which could actually make the game harder if you like luring the enemies to you, but with gunfire. But we all know in level 13, that police station level, it's really difficult, and Peter is low-key the only reason I'm actually able to do that, like, easily. Without Peter, that level would be even more of a pain in the ass than it already is. So I have to throw it in A tier just for that one level. Zack. Okay, Zack's ability is that it gives you a longer combo window, which is good if you're one of those little sweats that tries to A plus every level. I couldn't really see myself using it, but I see how it could be useful. I'll throw it in C tier. It's not something I would use. Oscar. Oscar just makes it so looking at your screen makes your head want to explode. I'm gonna put Oscar in F tier. Can be fun, like a mask to like mess around with. Sometimes I try to beat levels with Oscar just for fun, so it's not horrible. Like at least it has some kind of fun element to it, but besides that, it's pointless. Rick. Okay, what Rick does is I'm pretty sure it just makes your guns more accurate. So honestly, if you use Rick, that's a skill issue. But I'll just throw him in B tier anyways. Brandon. Brandon just makes it takes gram speed and just cranks it up to 100. Honestly, using something like a knife as Brandon just makes you feel like Tony on like steroids. So I'll throw Brandon in S tier. Charlie, this mask spawns more melee weapons around the map, which I honestly like melee more than the actual guns. So I'll throw it above Aubrey. I'll put it in B tier. Louis. This mask makes you harder to spot. It makes enemies like it's harder for them to see you, which can be useful, but I've only ever really used this mask a few times, so I'll just throw it in, you know, B tier. Phil. Okay, so what Phil does is it essentially just translates the game into French. This is pointless because I'm not a baguette muncher, so I'll throw this in F tier. Nigel. Okay, so all Nigel does is inverts your controls, and this mask you unlock it by getting the secret ending, which I honestly haven't even done yet. So this mask is pointless, and it goes in F tier. Earl. Just like Rufus, this mask lets you survive a bullet, but instead of one, it's two, which in theory should be better. But this mask also doesn't work, so it goes in F tier. Jones. All this guy does is add more blood to the game, which is pointless considering this game is already really bloody, so it goes in C tier. It does something, but nothing, essentially. Carl. Carl's mask lets you start with a drill. The drill kind of sucks, but it does give you a lot of points if you get his takedown, so he goes in B tier. And I also like Carl a lot. I think he's a cool character, so that's why he gets the bonus points. Normally, I would probably put him in C tier, but I'll put him in B just because I feel like that's better. Jake. Okay, so Jake's ability just like gives you throws that kill people, which is it's cool, right? It's a lot of people really like Jake. I don't really understand the hype. I'm not gonna put him in like C tier. I'll throw him in A because I know like a lot of the community likes him, but me personally, I don't really get the hype behind his mask. And for the last mask of the tier list, we've got Richter. Richter is he basically just like lets you spawn in with a silenced Uzi. That's cool. I like the silenced Uzi. It's a really good weapon. I just wish it had more ammo because like you kill like 5 people with it and then you're out of ammo. So honestly, I like Richter a lot. I'm gonna throw him in A tier. And that concludes this list. If you have any opposing views to this list, let me know in the comments. And have a good one. Bye.